Good evening, everybody. It's Steve with Real Progress in Action. I want to talk to you all about something that's happened repeatedly in social media, in the big screen news, and quite frankly, in all of our lives at some point or another. Establishment Democrats have mistaken burners who are that poor kid in school. The one that doesn't have the cool clothes. The ones that come to school that have the hand-me-downs, that all the cool kids in the lunchroom taunt and tease because they have holes in their pants or they're off-branded. They don't have Guess jeans or whatever the hell else these folks did, 7 jeans or whatever first world problems these rich kids have. You know what I'm talking about? The cool kids that sit there in their clique and literally shit on everybody. That's what the establishment Democrats are. They're wealthy. These are limousine liberals. These are people that just don't give a shit about the suffering of the regular people, the progressives that are left with no other choice than to try to vote in the Democratic Party because, quite frankly, all due respect to Greens and other third parties, they don't have their act together. They don't have their act together. So when you look at these people, you're left fighting with people that are just trashing you. And I'm not talking about calling out things like, for example, Green Party, you don't have your act together. That's not trashing them. That's stating a fact. But I'm talking about these people that are saying that burners are nothing but bullies. I'm talking about these folks that run, somebody says something mean to me on the internet and therefore they're bad. Let me tell you something about what it means to be a burner. We are fighting for our very lives. We're not privileged sorts. Some of us are highly educated. Most of us are suffering from intense student debt or intense life situations such as healthcare problems. Our children are suffering from something. Our lives have become unmanageable because neoliberalism has stolen our joy, has stolen away the very essence of the so-called American dream. We've been ripped away from any hope. Many of us literally sit there and realize that if things don't change, there's a lot of people that may not be around forever because they can't take the pain of today's society. It's got nothing to do with being weak. It's got nothing to do with being mean or a bully. It's got everything to do with literally fighting for our lives and for the lives of people we may never know. And just like the assholes in high school, they would sit there and trip you and knock your books out of your hand. And when you go to fight back, they'd say, Mrs. So-and-so, they threatened to hit me. Or they go ahead and they scratch your car with a key. And then you sit there and try and report, oh, they're a narc. They tattled on me. Or worse, something like, they sit there and take your girlfriend and whatnot, and then they sit there and push you around in the hallway and taunt and tease you, shoot spitballs at you in class, just shit on you all day long. That's what these establishment Democrats are like. They're the ones that wear the sweater over the shoulder with the arms folded in, or the double-collared polo shirts, the biffers, etc. The folks that can't imagine not paying $10 for a cup of coffee. You know what I'm talking about? Those folks can't fathom what it's like to suffer in today's world. I liken what they're saying whenever we fight back to, it's like scanners. There's another burner. They're mean to me. Mean to me. We're fighting for our lives. So when you see us coming, it isn't just let's just have a friendly exchange. Let's just talk about it. Burners are optimistic because we believe that we alone can unite to take this stuff down and to fix what ails us. We understand neoliberalism. We understand that it's constantly putting capital ahead of the people that are suffering. We understand that if we don't change this, no one will. And we watch you as you put the pillow over our face to try to shut us up. You don't want to hear what we're saying. You don't want to hear what's going on. You don't want to understand our struggles. You think that you got it going on and that we're just big babies and we're looking for free stuff because you're nothing but Republicans in sheep's clothing. That's what it is. You guys don't like each other because you wear different Letterman's jackets. You guys are the assholes that come and wreck someone's homecoming parade. You guys are the ones that sit there and have the big jock guy drinking beer like crazy. He's the dumbest guy in school, but damn it, you're going to vote him as class president. He's that guy. That's you all. We're the kids quietly getting A's in the back of the classroom, even though we go home and get an ass whooping from parents that are unemployed, that are really struggling. We're the ones that go home and get high because we can't deal with life, and then we go to jail because we've been fucked with for too long. That's the deal, folks. And when you abuse people and you gaslight them and try to act like their experience isn't real, and then you try to sit there and shame them and act like they're Bernie bros when there's women, gay, straight, old, young, black, brown, white, all. And then you eliminate all those other voices and you try to say that that's the white Bernie bro. You've proven yourself to be a racist bigot, and you've proven yourself to be a shallow waste of humanity. You're the one that would stifle the suffering from voicing their concerns. You're the one. You're the one. And you're the one that makes everyone's world go from this beautiful, beautiful looking deal to just a little bit darker. And as we go dark, we start thinking about climate change. And we start thinking about health care. And we start thinking about people not being able to afford their cancer medication. We start thinking about pharmaceutical prices going up through the roof. And we start thinking about who is the one that keeps voting for these people. And then we watch you say, oh, we got to reduce the debt and reduce the deficit. And then we know that's code, though you don't get it. That's code for reducing benefits for the people that need it most. And instead of understanding economics, you laugh at the people that do. You mock anyone that realizes what the problem is and tries to solve it. You mock them and you wonder why we fight back. How dare you? And then you wonder, through all this stuff, you wonder why we're finally so pissed at you that we finally flame you out. You wonder why we sit there and we realize that you are not trying to help anyone. You're a privileged prima donna. You're a privileged elitist. You're a snob. You're a bad person. And you want to condemn the little people that need a little bit better to just shut your mouth and eat your peas like Obama said. You're the ones that would vote for the new Democrat version of Trump and Michael Bloomberg. You're that person that would say, as long as they got a D in front of their name, it's all good, guys. What are y'all talking about, man? Hey, guys, why are you so upset? Why are you mad? Why are you mad, man? Everything's good. Look at my portfolio. My stocks are on the rise. My 401k's rocking it, dude. Social programs are for friggin' losers. Pull up your bootstraps. Stop begging for free shit. When I was young, I carried a bag of ice 50 flights of stairs. You all disgust me. And you wonder why so-called Bernie bros are so upset. You wonder why the good people that are fighting to solve climate change, not fatten Wall Street, not finance a Green New Deal with a series of public banks or some other bullshit with Wall Street, sovereign spending. You wonder why we're fighting for our lives when we know full well we can't count on you. You'll sell out in a heartbeat. You'll vote blue no matter who, even if that person is Michael Bloomberg, who puts forward broken windows policing, who sits there and just outright says, let's put the cops in the minority communities and let's go for them because that's where all the crime is. You guys support that shit. You do. Now, who's the bully? Who's the murderer? And you want to know why we're angry at you? Are you kidding me? It's time for you to look in the mirror and start realizing that this gaslighting technique, we learned it in high school. They always tried to turn it around and make the poor kid look like the idiot when he fought back. You've been doing it to black people your entire lives. Our history in the United States is full of doing this to black and brown people and gay people. Always making them out to be the bad guys for fighting back. Well, this time, you stumbled onto a movement of people from all walks of life that are sick and tired of you putting your boot on their face when their face is in the mud. You stumbled into a fucking pitchfork, and we're going to twist it because it's our lives we're fighting for. And if you don't like that, you can either join us or get run over. Because the fact of the matter is that when we fight for the things we're fighting for, even you, a parasite, will get to benefit from it. Even you will be the one that gets to gain from a better society, from people being taken better care of, from a federal job guarantee that keeps these undesirables from being unemployed and gives them lives that aren't predicated on bankruptcy and debt. That gives them lives that are not predicated on skipping the doctor because they have health care. That gives them an opportunity to take that brilliant mind that they had, that they lost in the lottery of birth, and they get to go to college. You all will benefit even if we can't stand you. And we get it. You don't like us either. But in the end, there's only one of us that's fighting for the people. And that's the burners. And don't you ever forget it. Bernie or bust is not just some statement. It's the truth. Because we know what's at stake. And we'll accept no substitutes. I'm Steve Grumbine with Real Progress in Action. Have a great night, everybody.